Hello, I'm Steve Miko, Vice President of Software for Qualtrax. We've been providing compliance software for regulated industries for almost 20 years. In addition to our core document management functions, we also provide training and testing, automated workflows, and audit management to help streamline and document your business processes. We pride ourselves in first-class customer support, and we're excited to share with you some testimonials from our Qualtrax customers. Thank you.
Before we used Qualtrax, we had either files in filing cabinets or files on like our Y drive, and thanks to Qualtrax it makes it much easier because everything is in one location, and we just do a search for either the document name, the title, the ID. There's many ways to search in Qualtrax, and it's all in one spot.
Since we started using Qualtrax, one of the large areas that we used to get a non-conformance on, a minor non-conformance, was our training, because we did it in a manual way where every test was actually put into each individual personnel file. And on review, the auditor would always find, a T not crossed or an I not dotted, or someone didn't put pass or didn't initial. Now we can actually pull a report for all the completed documentation on one report for them to look at, and it's just a lot easier and less paperwork.
Before Qualtrax, auditing, how we managed auditing or how we managed our quality management system, we had shared drives that we kept information on. We had an ad hoc system created by IT that we kept information on. We had Excel spreadsheets located in shared drives that we were managing. Now we are managing all of our documents are in one location across 3 sites. So whether you're in Indiana, whether you're in Canada or Indian Trail, you can look up documents in all 3 locations. The corrective actions are all in one location. You just search on them. We got workflows. Internal auditing, now we have internal audit workflows. If I get audited from, let's say, an external registrar, or now we're getting audited by external customers, it's just, they just come in, we sit down in conference room, we look up, whatever you want to look up.
Qualtrax has simplified for tip-top our workflows that we use on a daily basis in our quality department. A lot of times the quality department needs information, and that information has to be handed out in a timely manner. The workflows has enabled us to take the paperwork from the desk and put it into the system so that we can ensure that information is done in a timely manner. Also, our HR department has decided to utilize Qualtrax workflows. So it's made a huge difference for us to be able to get our paperwork done in a timely fashion compared to the old manual way.
The training in Qualtrax, it certainly allows managers to see where employees are following along in training, if they've completed training, and if possibly if they need any further training based on if they've passed tests or not, or if they have a history of not being able to pass tests.
Using the search functions in Qualtrax has helped all of our employees to capture their training, what work instructions they are trained in, which ones they need to be trained in. As we are a laboratory testing facility, they need high levels of training to be able to conduct the testing. And if they are not sufficiently trained in those, then they are not permitted to carry out that type of testing. So for everyone in the company to easily access what they are trained in and how and what documentation they need to be trained in has been extremely useful for using the workflow and time saving in Qualtrax.
In our company, every single department touches Qualtrax, and every single department benefits from Qualtrax. We have a number of workflows that are company-wide, and business just doesn't get done unless people use Qualtrax, and it has really become something that we depend upon quite heavily now.
I would say resource-wise now, we no longer pay consultants to come in and audit our systems. We no longer spend such a great deal of time auditing those record packages. We are now able to kind of take it a step further and really begin to audit our processes through the use of the electronic records. In short, we no longer have issues maintaining consistent records, so now we focus our resources on perfecting our process.
Just about every department in our office benefits from Qualtrax. To be able to track documents, track processes, and as well as to keep training up to date and to follow workflows to make sure the processes are complete from beginning to end.
Instead of having an off-the-shelf program just dumped in our laps and said, here you go, you're done, we were able to, through the staff, the support staff, and through the training staff, implement the program much more easily and much smoother than it would have been had we just purchased something off the shelf and said, here, learn this. And they've been very, very good at holding our hand through the process and making sure that we didn't feel like we had no knowledge. So they were really good about, not making fun of us when we had an issue.
The technical support team of Qualtrax is amazing. They are always there to answer the phones, or you can send them a quick email, and they just never give up until you solve the problem. So I could never ever say enough good things about the Qualtrax support team.
I would recommend Qualtrax to others in the industry because it works and it has a great customer support staff and it's easy to use. Someone approached me today and asked me, do you need to be a technology guru to be able to run this piece of software and use it effectively? And I said, no, if you're not, you don't have to be able to handle the infrastructure part of it to be able to use the document control and the other features. It's user-friendly.
I would say the use of Qualtrax makes us look like a big company. And when we've been inspected by a lot of our external customers, they're very impressed with the high level of compliance we're able to illustrate through the use of the Qualtrax system. They say they don't even have it. They would expect it from a larger company because they consider the system very robust, and we would agree with that.
I would highly recommend Qualtrax to others in our industry just because of the fact that you can customize Qualtrax to accommodate your company. It's not something that you have to accommodate the software accommodates you.